about to start mathematics with my Hilton students and anybody else watching this video, I like to drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee. I just made some iced Dunkin' Donuts coffee upstairs. It's delicious. Oh my God, nailed another commercial. Pretty soon I'm going to be making some millions on my commercials because, seriously? Duh, that was like natural. All right, kids. For those of you that were in class on Friday or whatever, this is the work that we did, and I'm going to show you how to do these problems individually, and then what your job is to do is to then go do this equations homework that I gave you. So you'll notice, let me just view this, zoom this in a little bit. You'll notice that this one, negative 4x plus 3 equals 27, is very close to this one. So as you're going through these, take a look at the video and then go do one that matches it and see if you can come up with it. I'll be looking for your answers and work when we get back into class. All right? So I'm going to go do these, but these are the ones that you have to do for homework. Okay. Let me blow this up. What not to say in school, right? Sorry about that. Anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to solve for x. Now, if you remember correctly, that your math teacher told you all about additive inverses and all these crazy good math words, but your ultimate goal is to try to get this thing right here all by itself. And you got to pretend that, or you got to move everything else around it. You got to be like, that guy doesn't have anybody that wants to hang around him. Ooh, I got to get my pink pen back. Oh, no, pink. All right, so we're going to use pink because it's more fun. So right now I've got a negative 4 here, and I want to move that over to this side. And I can't just move it. I got to, get rid of it. Now, the way I get rid of it is by doing its opposite. That's what your teachers last year probably told you about additive inverses. I'm going to just do the opposite of it. But if I add 4 things onto this side, of course I got to add 4 things onto the other side. And that gives me, what does that give me? Negative 11. Right? Those added up give you negative 11. All right, so equals negative 2x. Well, now what I want to do is I want to get rid of this negative 2 because it's still hanging around the x, and we need the x to be all by itself. And if I remember correctly, that math right there is multiplication. And in order to get rid of multiplication, I am going to do the opposite, or the inverse operation, which is division. So I'm going to divide by negative 2. And I expect you to show me all of this work, and I expect it to be relatively neat and a little bit organized. So I get x equals, now negative divided by a negative is positive. So you can simply just tell me the answer is 11 over 2, or you can toss it into your calculator or into your brain and realize it's really 5.5. Box in your answers, let me know that it makes neat. Now when we get done with stuff, I'm going to show you how to use your calculator to check these, okay? Now fractions are your friends. Fractions is one of the F words you are allowed to use in class. If you get angry and stuff, you can just yell out the word fractions because nobody likes fractions. Everybody okay, yeah, fractions like a curse word, man. It really is. I know you don't like it, but they're really your friends. All right. Anyway, so here's what we're going to do. This is really the problem. Think about it. If this wasn't there and it was just negative 2x equals 10, you'd be like, dude, seriously, all I do is divide by negative 2. So it's that 3 that's the problem. So we're going to eliminate the 3. Now the way we're going to eliminate the 3 is we're simply going to do the opposite. Remember, this is divided by 3. So the opposite of that would be to multiply by 3. So if I take this side and multiply by 3, I got to take this side and multiply by 3. Well, the good news is these will go away. And that will leave me negative 2x equals 30. Divide by negative 2. Divide by negative 2. And I get x equals negative 15. Hopefully I'm not making mistakes. By the way, if you catch me on a mistake, let me know because it's like bonus points for you. All right, moving on. Number 3. Oh, more fractions. So I'm going to show you 2 different ways to do this problem. First way I'm doing is I'm just going to distribute. Now remember, this 3 down here is really dividing by 3. So when I distribute this, it's really 6 divided by 3, which is 2, times the 1, which equals 2x. Negative 9 divided by 3 is negative 3 times 1, which is negative 3. So I forgot what I was doing, but so I'm going to put that here. And that equals negative 3. We're going to add 3 to both sides. So I get 0 equals, 2x. I still got to get x by itself, so I'm going to divide by 2. I'm going to divide by 2, and I get x equals, and that's a weird one, x equals 0. Because 0 divided by 2 is 0. Now, I said I was going to do it 2 different ways. And I, as promised, I'm going to do it. And you're pretty excited about it, I'm sure. Here's how this is going to work. I need some cooler colors. How about we go with, well, purple's cool, but we'll just stay with purple, I guess. So a few minutes ago, I told you that when this is on the bottom, in order to get rid of it, you're just going to multiply by 3. So if I multiply this by 3, and I come over here and multiply this by 3, this and this will cancel. So what I'll have on the right side, since it's going to cancel, is really just 1, and I got to distribute the 1 here and the 1 here. I get 6x minus 9. And on the other side, I get negative 9. And now if you go about solving, it's going to be exactly the same. You add 9, I get 0 equals 6x, divide by 6, divide by 6, and I get x equals 0 again. Silly question. All right, straightforward one. Subtract 6, and I get x equals 4. And I think you realize that 4 plus 6 is 10. Go back to pink. Fuchsia, maybe. It's called fuchsia. I don't know what it's called. I don't think a man should ever be able to ask what color it is, because I'll never know. I'm like, well, I don't know. Fuchsia? Pink? Purple? All right, so we're going to add 5, because the opposite of minus 5 is plus 5, but we got to add 5 over here, and I get x equals negative 6. I should have started with these. I don't know why these aren't problems 1 and 2. It's kind of silly. Again, I'm going to add 5, because that's the opposite. I'm going to add 5. That's the opposite. And I get, these go away, and I get x equals, now negative 14 plus 5. You got to be real careful. That's negative 9. All right, back to the hard ones, a little bit harder. We got to move this 3, and we want to move that over to the other side. But you can't just like, oh, I'm just going to move it over there. You can't do that. You have to do the opposite operation, the inverse operation, which is adding 3. Adding 3. Now, you got to be real careful. Negative 39 plus 3 is actually negative 36 equals 9x. Divide by 9. Divide by 9, and I get x equals negative 4. Now, some kids hate looking at it like that. You could rewrite it the other way around. All right, let me go on this one. And then I got to take a quick break just to get my computer set up. So I need to get rid of this negative 4, so I'm going to add 4. And I'm going to add 4 to the other side. Now, you got to be really careful with this. What you have over here is still negative x. Equals, and if I add those together, I get 13. So now what? I have negative x. It's really negative 1x equals 13. So to get x by itself, I'll simply just divide by negative 1. Divide by negative 1. And I get x equals negative 13. All right, I'm going to take a quick break. When I take a quick break from doing math, I always drink Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Iced coffee is very good for you. It is delicious and helps with math. Refreshing. Oh, nailed another commercial. Oh my God, I'm getting so good at this. Amazing. All right, here we go. we're going to solve for x. So what we got to do is we got to, this, anytime you have parentheses and you want to get rid of them, we need to use what's called the distributive property. Distributive property. Distributive property. All right. So we're going to distribute. You got to make that noise when you distribute, by the way. Otherwise, you're really not doing it correctly. So it's 2x. Remember, we're multiplying. Excuse me. So it's 2 times x plus 2 times 5 is 10 equals 4. So now we're going to solve for x. So we're going to subtract 10 and subtract 10. Be careful. Remember, that's the opposite operation of addition is subtraction. 4 minus 10 is negative 6. You just got to be real careful with your signs. Is equal to 2x. And finally, we'll just simply divide by 2. Divide by 2. And I get x equals negative 3. All right, moving on. So this one you got to be careful of. Now what we're going to distribute is not a 3, but what we're going to distribute is a negative 3. We're going to distribute a negative 3. You just got to be real careful of your sign. So negative 3 times x is negative 3x. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3 equals 5. All right, now we're back to the problems we did on the other side of the page. We need to do the opposite operation of negative 3. The opposite operation of subtraction is addition. So we're going to add 3. So I get negative 3x equals 8. But Mr. Grounds, 3 doesn't go into 8. Shh. You're in high school now. High school sometimes has fractions as answers. Shh. Don't tell anyone. So we're going to divide both sides by negative 3. And then we'll get rid of that negative 3. So we get x equals. One of the general conventions with math is don't leave negatives in the denominator. So if you have a negative, just toss it in the top. It's the same thing. It doesn't matter. Oh, man. That was terrible boxing. That's even worse. All right. Now, what we're going to do here, we're going to do this one 2 different ways. I set it up nice for you, but you can do it 2 different ways. I can distribute 1/4 times 4. What's 1/4 of 4? Isn't that just 1? But, and remember what we're doing. Remember, this is dividing by 4. So what is 4 divided by 4? 1 times 1 is 1. So this becomes just x. And then what's 8 divided by 4? 2. But it's really negative 8 divided by 4. So it's minus 2 equals 5. That was pretty simple. Add the 2 over. Remember, I want you to show me all your steps here. Add the 2 over, and I get x equals 7. Now, how else could I have done that? 1/4 4x minus 8 equals 5. Another way I could have done that is to take this side and multiply it by 4. And then I got to multiply this side by 4. Now, it doesn't seem like we're going to get the same answer. But this 4 and this 4 cancel. So I'm going to distribute this 1, but that's kind of boring. That's distributing 1's kind of boring. So I end up with 4x minus 8 equals 20. Add the 8 over, and I get 4x equals 28. Divide by 4, and you get x equals 7. Again, works out the same both ways. Now these problems look really hard, but they're so easy. Again, this is the trick. Notice that we're dividing by 3. So if I'm dividing by 3, let me show you what this looks like a little bit better. Divided by 3 equals 8. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, you know what, I want to get rid of that 3, so I'm going to multiply this side by 3. But if I multiply that side by 3, I got to multiply that side by 3. These cancel, and I get x minus 4 equals 24, because 3 times 8 is 24. And then I add the 4 over, and I get x equals 28. So in this problem, we want to get rid of this 2. This 2 right here has got to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this side, multiply it by 2, and we're going to take this side, multiply 2. That's the easiest way to get rid of fractions. It's just multiply by the number that's in the denominator, and it just simply gets rid of fractions. So what we have here is 5 minus 3x equals negative 20. All right, we're going to have to be careful on this one. We are going to subtract, we are going to subtract 5 and subtract 5. So now I get negative 3x equals negative 25. It's going to be a fraction again. That's just terrible. Divide by negative 3. Divide by negative 3. And since you have two negatives, that really makes a positive. So my answer is x equals 25 over 3. Now the problem is if you put this in your calculator, you're going to end up with 8.3333. So if you tell me the answer is 8.3, that would be wrong. If you told me the answer was 8.3 repeating, that would be right. But please, just be okay with fractions. They're not that bad. All right, so these two are bonus. And I'll tell you, I'll give you a little hint. So if you're watching, I'll give you a little hint if you want to do the bonus. So if you do these correctly, I'll give you a little bonus on your homework assignment. Here's the trick. You have to distribute this negative 3 first. That's my hint. You got to distribute the negative 3. So negative 3 times 4 is negative 12n. Negative 3 times negative 8 is positive 12. Just be careful with that. And then it's still challenging. And here, this one's not bad. You just yeah. So on this one, what you want to do, just a hint, move the 1 over first. And then get rid of that 4 by multiplying both sides by 4. That's my hint. All right, kids, good luck. When I finish math homework, I like to... All right, go away. I'm just going to drink my coffee now. Please go away. Stop looking at me. Just go. Go. Why aren't you going? I don't understand why you're not going. I'm just going to sit here and drink coffee. I can bring up some more math if you want to do some more math. Are you still here? Weird. You're still hanging around. It's kind of creepy. Yep. Yeah, you right there. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about. You that won't go away. You just want to sit there and hang out. You don't want to go away. It's kind of weird. All right. I'll say goodbye.